maybe over. I mean, at least here in the United States. We generally observe it here between October 31st through November 2nd. But in some parts in Mexico, it's celebrated all throughout November. I know. That sounds blasphemous for anybody who honors Christmas or any winter holiday, but that is how it's done in Mexico. And honestly, I'm not done. I'm not somebody who is itching to put up all things Christmas. Not just yet. Don't get me wrong, I adore Christmas, but there's something very special about honoring this season, every holiday. And I'm talking about Thanksgiving, Veterans Day, Day of the Dead. I know that I am not alone when I say that I adore books and I can't get enough of them. And I probably have more than I need and should own. I should probably use my library more is what I'm saying, but I can't help it. I adore books. I love having them because I reference them all the time. And if you're like me, then this video is for you. By the way, before I get started, before I go further into it, I would love to know if you have any books, documentaries, videos, movies that you love that still relate to Day of the Dead. Day of the Dead, okay? Stop thinking about Christmas. Let's focus on the topic at hand. If you don't know me, hi, I am José, the leading lady of Kaleidoscopes and Polka Dots, a handmade vintage-inspired jewelry company that honors Mexican-American heritage. And yes, I will be doing 2 more lives this week. One will be on Wednesday. It will probably be done right on time. I'm so sorry. I had a few things that weren't doing what they needed to do today, and I really hope that that won't happen on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. My live streams will go up on Wednesday, Friday, and hopefully going forward Tuesdays and Thursdays, because I don't think that I could do 3 videos going forward, at least not through the end of November, because I am a small business and this is one of the busiest months of the year. So without further ado, let's get started with the first video. I do have a video to share with you, but the first book, and that is before I forget, I am hosting a sale. It is on all of my resin red, white, and blue earrings. I don't have them on today. I will have them on going forward, but oh my goodness, these earrings are beautiful. They're dazzling. Honestly, I don't think that pictures do them justice, but if you love red, white, and blue, everything like I do, then you are going to want these. And if you want to save 20% off on top of the sales price, sign up to my newsletter. It is linked in the description box, in the comment, somewhere. So be sure to not miss out and sign up to that newsletter to get 20% off. But as for the first book, this is what I wanted to share. The first book is not showing me. There it is. It skipped. Let me go back. Here it is. So it's called The Skeleton at the Feast, Day of the Dead in Mexico. It is written by Elizabeth Carmichael and Chloë Sayer. It's written by Elizabeth Carmichael and Chloë Sayer, and it was published in 1992. So it is a little old, but it is a classic. It is so thorough and it is so good for reference. This book doesn't just talk about traditions, but it also talks about history. And that is where I was coming from when I was first starting to really understand Day of the Dead and why or how it all came to be. And I think that if you are interested in that, you'll really like this. Now, Day of the Dead, at least in Day of the Dead, is generally very, very religious. If you, I think it's important to know that. I think it's important to know that because I know a lot of you may not be religious, but I think it's very important to understand where it's coming from. It actually stems from pagan traditions that transitioned and transformed into what we know it to be today. I think that is just so beautiful, that something so beautiful has become so celebrated and honored and morphed into something so uniquely specific to certain areas of the world. Because those that honor Day of the Dead are not just in Mexico. They are all over the world, and they do it in their own way. Not everybody follows the same traditions. The altar is basically the one thing that they all have in common. But there's all sorts of different ways of honoring the holiday, and they go into detail as far as how different even parts in Mexico honor the holiday. And they do it in a way that is true to them. And I love that. I love that. I think that if you're interested in learning more about the history of Day of the Dead, then this book is for you. Now, the next book that I'm going to talk about is less of a history of Day of the Dead, but it is more of a figure that is often honored on Day of the Dead, and that is Frida Kahlo. Frida Kahlo, if you go to any like big event, will often have an altar or two, and it's because she has taken over. I think in the 1980s, the story goes that in the 1980s, a set of journalists set off to do an expose into Frida Kahlo or something relating to Frida. They ended up publishing something, and all of a sudden, everybody was Frida crazy again. And that is when we really discovered her story and really rediscovered her artwork and her patriotic spirit. She was incredibly patriotic towards her Mexican side, because she is also, I think, German heritage. Her dad was German, I believe. And her mom was Mexican, and they lived in Mexico City. And the story goes, you know the story. The reason we all love Frida is because she was so patriotic, so passionate, such an inspiration. One of the things that I just love is how unapologetic she was about the things that she believed in, and about love for family, love for animals, love for Diego. I know he was not perfect, but he was perfect for her. And for that, I can't fault him, and I can't fault her. Everybody has their faults, their weaknesses. Diego was one of them for her. And she was human, and she was an inspiration. She is an inspiration. So this book starts when she was little. And honestly, I'm going to give this away, but I have yet to finish the whole thing. But what I have read is like the first third of the book. And in it, Hayden Herrera describes letters that Frida wrote to her first love. And they are so passionate, and they are so lovely. And the way that Hayden Herrera describes them is so cute. Like, she would often kiss the letter and circle around it, or write little cartoons of a boy and a girl or something, or a girl with a peg leg or something. And they are just so adorable. I highly recommend that you read it or pick it up for reference if you haven't already, because it is truly a work of art. I know, as biographies go, because it is not written by the author, then the interpreter, the biographer, will take a few what is it called? Will probably take their own perspective into mind, as opposed to going in and researching it and then really doing the work. But trust me, the work that she did is amazing. And she includes a lot of pictures that I never noticed in any other literature or blog post or video. I mean, videos are beautiful, but you have to go back and stop in order for you to really see those pictures. They're beautiful. They're perfect. I think you would love that book as well. The next book that I'm going to share with you is more of a family book, and that is Funny Bones by Duncan. I can't read my own handwriting. Duncan Tonatiuh. Duncan Tonatiuh. So this book was written and published in 2015, and it has it all. It's both for children and for adults, and that is an accomplishment. It's for children in that it is very digestible, very pretty, the illustrations are totally up my alley, but the detail and the story is so beautiful. So Funny Bones is a story of José Guadalupe Posada, who was a lithographer. He did lithographs. I can say that word. He did lithographs of skeletons, and he portrayed them in ways that portrayed the world around him. He talked about political figures. He talked about everyday life. He talked about it all, and he talked about it through the lens of a calavera, a skeleton. And I thought he was so clever. I think he's so clever. I think he's clever, and that his work is absolutely a gift to us all. That is something that I truly believe. If you are an artist in whatever way, if you're a writer, your art is a gift to the world. It really is. And I hope that you know how special you are, and that your work is worth the time, and it's worth sharing, because we need it. We need more of it, and we need it portrayed in the most lighthearted or the most real way, but in your way. And that is something that I just adore about José Guadalupe Posada. And I have an extra book to recommend. I hope I can say it. I hope this comes through. But this book actually has a lot of his work displayed in the book. It's mostly renditions of his work. Some of it is kind of legible. It is in Spanish, so I'm not the best in Spanish at the moment. I'm trying to work on it. So if you hear that I am trying to work on it, please be patient with me, because my Spanish is not my forte. Neither is English, but it's a little bit better than my Spanish. It's actually substantially better, and it's not something that I'm proud of. That I let go of my first language, which was Spanish. So that is it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I love books, and if you have any recommendations, please share them with us, share them with the world. If you are somebody who does art in any way, does jewelry in any way, then also share that with us, so that we can all go and explore your beautiful creations. All right, that is it for me today. I hope you've had a wonderful day. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, so that you never miss a video, and so that this video gets pushed out to others, and that this community may grow, and together we'll grow. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.